Welcome to the France 24 Observers. We have a special show this week. It's a look back at some of the best reports of 2012. Whether they're from Burma or Israel, Russia or China, they're stories you only find on the Observers. We'll start with a report sent in by one of our observers in Burma. Now, what I like about this story is that it tells us, or at least it told me, something I didn't know about Burma. That even if the country is moving slowly but steadily toward democracy, it suffers from the same kind of petty corruption as many other countries in the world.
In the video, you see policemen taking bribes. They flag buses down as they go past. You see the driver get out and come over to the police to give them a bribe. Or the buses have to pay up. It's plain old corruption, and it's illegal. What's surprising is that the police don't even bother to hide what they're doing. They do it right out in the open. But it happens all the time, all across the country. A big bus has to pay about 500 kyats. A small one has to pay 200. In Burma, the police take bribes on all kinds of things. On illegal lotteries, for instance. They're very popular here. They're held everywhere. The government says it's going to crack down on corruption, but there's not much they can do because there's corruption in every branch of the state. There are publications now that are starting to criticize the corruption, especially on the internet. Burmese people are getting more and more active online. Things are changing. There's been enormous progress in the last year.
Our next story comes from Tel Aviv, Israel. Our observer Talal Sayad was at a water park with his family in September when he saw police officers trying to break up a fight among young Israeli Arabs. When he saw one of the officers use a taser, he tried to intervene.
I was holding my kid in my arms when I approached the police officer. He told me, "This is none of your business, go away," and pointed his taser at me. I put my kid down on the ground and said to the policeman, "Are you crazy? You pointed your weapon at me whilst I was holding my child." But the policeman pointed his taser at me again and gave me an electric shock. It hit me here, on my ribs. These are the injuries from the taser shock. At first I didn't understand what was going on. I felt an awful amount of pain and couldn't breathe. Then another policeman arrived and put handcuffs on me. All the while, he was threatening to use pepper spray on people who had gathered around so no one could get near us. Several people who were watching and who were Israelis started yelling at the police, "You're crazy! You're attacking someone who's handcuffed!" But policemen didn't listen to them and continued tasering me. I really had the impression that the policemen were enjoying torturing me in front of my kids. It was terrifying. These policemen were acting like savages.
It's illegal in Israel for police to taser someone who's already in handcuffs. The police in Tel Aviv said, however, there was no brutality in this case, that it was Talal who attacked their officer, and that the video had been, quote, modified in a way that fails to show the whole truth. Fortunately, the world is not all about corruption and brutality. Here are some other stories sent in by our observers through the year.
We begin in Algeria with Salim Sadki, who sent us these photos taken near the town of El Frin in the east of the country. It's not uncommon for protesters to block roads to express their anger, but what is rare is for them to actually build a wall, like they did here, out of bricks. The police promptly destroyed the wall, but these photos, which are now circulating online, could well inspire others.
Staying in Africa, we head west to Burkina Faso. Our observer Frédéric Noumou lives in the country's second largest city. That's where he took this photograph. 265 six-year-olds in one classroom. School enrollment has exploded in the last few years, with Burkinabe families fleeing war in neighboring Ivory Coast. Frédéric says one problem is the schools accepting new kids because their parents offer bribes. He hopes his picture will make the authorities take action. We finish in Saudi Arabia with Mohammed Al Saidi, who told us about this video filmed during a wedding. It's become a tradition to celebrate a wedding by unloading automatic weapons into the air. It's dangerous and theoretically banned by law, but not in practice. That's it for this look back at 2012. In the new year, remember that we count on you, our viewers, to be our observers. So get in touch on our website, via Facebook, or by responding to our tweets. See you next time.